Well, welcome everybody. I am excited to be here with those of you live, and I know that there are going to be quite a few of you coming to us on the rewind. So before we get into this, I would love you to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, who invited you. Tell us one thing that's your favorite thing about summer, and perhaps one challenge that you have around summer. And what I'm looking for is a very interactive time together. So anything that we could share and inspire others with is a great thing to put in the chat. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put that in the chat as well. And Miss Sandy will be monitoring that chat and helping me out and making sure that we get your quick questions answered along the way. So I'm going to share my screen because we cannot do this without some visuals. And I love visuals. Let's see if I could share the screen. Okay. And give me a minute. Okay. Where are we? So why is it? Okay. Okay. Why isn't my, okay, where's technology? I know that. Where's my screen? Hold on. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. All right. So let's see if I could get this somewhere where y'all not in the way. Hold on. As we say, there's nothing perfect in life. So neither is this technology. All right. It will trip me up all the time. But let's see if I can move this over here. All right. Here we go. Okay. So this is our Fit into Summer vision focus. And we're going to start off today by taking a look at why we're here. So why did I create this workshop for you, for me? And that's because I know that summer is around the corner. It's next Tuesday. And I know that what comes with that is a summer mindset. And what are some of the first things you think about when you think about a summer mindset? Anybody want to just pop something out?
Relaxing.
I'm sorry, Sandy?
Bathing suits.
Bathing suits. Aaron?
Non-structure.
Non-structure. Cindy, what's the first thing that came to mind?
Relaxing and the non-structure also.
Cindy's a teacher, so I totally get it. And Elise, does anything come up to you around summer?
Well, I love the outdoor music.
Okay.
It's like one of my faves. And picnicking and that kind of thing at the outdoor music concerts.
Oh, I'm with you on that one. For sure, for sure. So I just want to, my mission is that summer is super fun. I think there's so many activities. We go on vacations, we get together with family. The days are longer. There's so much to enjoy, but with every season, some obstacles. So it might be helpful if you guys mute yourself so that we don't have the sound coming up. And so what I want to create here is you just being here was a nice commitment you made to yourself, where we're going to together create an intention. We're going to create a plan to step into our summer so that when we step out of our summer come September 1st, we had the fun we wanted to have, we created the vision we wanted to create, and we were successful on our goals. And you know, so here's the practice that we're going to move forward on. So before we get started on setting any goal, what we want to look for is that compelling future. So take a look at this beautiful picture right here. And when you see that compelling future, you see the sun, that's where it lies. And for me, I see infinite possibilities. So what are those infinite possibilities for you? What is that compelling vision you have? And knowing what your compelling vision is will drive you to selecting the goals that are going to serve that compelling future. So my question for you right now is, let's go ahead and I'm going to give you some time to dream. I want you to ask yourself, what is your compelling future? What would you create if you could not fail? Okay. So right now, I want you to take some time on the back of the worksheet or on the front of the worksheet that you have in front of you. I want you next to vision, just take some notes and don't judge it. Just put it out there because it's anything you want it to be. And you have the power to create it. So what is that compelling vision? So I'll give you a minute or two to create that. And while you're doing that, I'm just to add some fuel to help you move along. My compelling future is to live on the beach in an abundance of health, abundance of nature, abundance of movement, healthy mind, and healthy finances. So that is the driving force that helps me set goals now and in the future to get there. So now it's your turn. So that's around.
Everybody- Could everybody mute their lines, please? Because there's a lot of background.
Okay, let me see if I could do that. Okay. All right. Oops, it looks like I didn't mean to do that. Okay, but we're good with that. Is everybody good with that? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay, if anybody wants to share, does anybody feel compelled to share what their compelling vision is? Elise, you could unmute.
So I like to travel and I like to absorb the culture and kind of do cultural immersions while I'm there. So my compelling goal in life is to be able to continue to travel, do extended stays without being concerned about physical constraints or worrying about that extra bread and cheese in France or that extra, whatever, in whatever destination I'm at.
Cool, I love it. What's your favorite place to travel? Where have you been?
I absolutely loved Morocco.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Anybody else inclined to share? Did we lose Cindy?
I'm here. I
Okay.
just have can you not see me?
No, I just personally, oh, I see. There you are. I see you now. Okay.
I would share. I want to have more energy. I'm not sure if there's several things involved with that. And then I would just like to whittle down my waist and look good in my clothes and feel good in my clothes.
Awesome sauce. Cool. Kathy, thanks for joining us. I know you hopped on and would you like to share something with us? Oh, you're muted, darling. Bottom left.
Got it. Got it. You hear me now?
Yes.
My husband and I like to travel in our RV, and we'd like to go visit his family in Arizona. I would like to be able to hike and walk more without a sore back and getting out of breath. Like to get to my goal weight and wear some of my clothes I haven't worn for a while.
You're in the right place. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, y'all. That's really awesome. So we're here to cheer everybody on. And as you can see, we all have goals and dreams. And when we share them, there's something very powerful around that. So I want you to take a look at this slide. Before we create a goal, just before you do anything, you have to have some ingredients that you're going to set out to accomplish, the final outcome. And so before we even go into the process of goal setting, I want to create an awareness and an understanding. So as we ask this question to ourselves, what future am I creating? We have to understand who we are as beings. And as beings, we have these limiting beliefs. We have fear, doubt, and uncertainty, and all this caca that goes on in our head. Does anybody not have that? Because we haven't found that person yet. And that's called being human. We're all human, so we have all those fears. So I want to ask you, is that compelling future that you wrote down going to be strong enough that it is going to pull you past your fear, past your doubt, past your uncertainty, and your limiting beliefs. So, you know, you could quietly answer that question to yourself. Did that compelling future serve that purpose? Are you in a place where would that be helping you drive past those limiting beliefs? Okay, so quietly do that in your head and see if you pass that little mark. And then I want you to look at these questions. What do I care about? What am I creating for? Who else benefits? And what are we creating together? And these are great questions to journal. Not just journal one day. I find that the best way for me to journal and answer questions such as this without judging them is to do it first thing in the morning when my unconscious mind is going to reveal things that perhaps my conscious mind might not be privy to. So I invite you to journal on these pretty frequently, you know, to start, and then periodically to keep on checking in with your goals and with your vision. Okay. So we like to talk about leading from the future and acting in the now. Okay, so with that compelling vision that you are creating, I want you to see that done. Okay, and if you were standing up, I would ask you all to just take a step into your future and see who are you being, what are you doing, and what do you have that helps you to be that person. Because once we know who that person is and what we look like and who we're being and what we're doing, we could, from that place, move forward in our goals in the present day. Any questions around that? Any comments? I don't know, Sandy, if that's you wanting to say something, or we're just gonna mosey on.
Yes, I do. I had to get myself unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Could you just give me a couple ideas about what we would put in those blanks?
Which blanks?
The past, present, and future. So are we supposed to put something?
No. This is just a reference, Sandy, of when we're looking to create a goal and looking at our compelling future, you want those two to be in alignment. Okay, so for those to be your goal to be in alignment with your compelling future, that compelling future is going to have to be strong enough to carry you over or help you walk through the obstacles of fear, doubt, and uncertainty and limiting beliefs. Okay, so when you're creating that goal or that vision, is that passing the test of, yes, I'm going to be able to take those actions because I really, really, really want that. And I'm willing to get uncomfortable around that. And answering these questions will help you gain clarity around this process. Because if you know who you're creating it for and what you're creating and who else benefits, there's more energy and there's more oomph to your goal. Is that clear?
Yes. So we use this to create our goal.
You use this, you just hold on to this, Sandy. I think it will make a lot of sense when you get into it. But this is the litmus test that you want to do when you're creating your goal. Are you going to be able to, is that goal going to help get you to that compelling future? And this is the little bit of the investigation you're going to be doing. Okay, let's move on and see if I could answer that better as we move forward. So I truly believe that I just really want to set the stage for what we're about to create. So it's always good to know where you're going before you get there. So this is, again, a little bit of prep work. And so once we know that compelling future, we could identify the goals that will lift us to that vision. Okay, so your goal is going to become from that compelling future. So what I would like you to do is prioritize one goal, because there's going to be many goals that you might have for that compelling future. But for the practice of today, I want you to just pick one of those goals. Okay, so what's most important to you? What would you like to accomplish come September 1st? And we'll go ahead and put that into the worksheet in a minute. But besides doing that, one of the important things that I think gets left out of this process of setting goals is identifying the challenges, the things that we're fearful about, that we're skeptical about, or that we might not know enough about. And so if we could identify those on the front end, then we're going to be able to identify the areas of growth that that would be required of us and how we need to show up. And one of the important questions is, who will help me get there? You know, not how do I do it, but who will help me get there? So being able to be resourceful will be important in this process. Okay. Okay, so I invite you to take a screenshot of this slide if you are able to do that. And I'll show you where this all fits in a minute. We already went through what future am I creating? That was your compelling future part of this exercise. And what goals will move me forward towards my future vision? Today, we're just going to work on one, but you probably have more than one goal that will get you to that compelling vision. And when we're looking at our goals, we want to ask ourselves these three questions right here. What do I want? What do I expect? And what am I ready for? So I'm going to give you the best example I know. If I want to be a marathon runner, and I am running a marathon runner, and I am now running 2 miles. Would I expect that next week I'm going to be able to run a marathon, or next month? No. Am I ready for it? Absolutely not. So what would I create? What would that goal be if being a marathon runner is my desire? I think my next step, Erin, would probably be running a 5K consistently, with great energy, and then moving on to the 10K and then taking it from there. Okay, so that's what I'm ready for. I'm ready for a 5K. I might want a marathon, but that ain't happening right away. So what challenges will I face, and how will I need to grow? Okay, so let's get this party really started. So now it's time, almost time, because I have a couple of great visuals that I think will set the stage for this process. So what we identified was our vision, and we want to make sure our vision and our values and our identity are all in sync with each other. And of course, we came up with the one goal that we're going to work on today. And there are several other pieces that we need. We need to know where we are. So here's this rubber band of what we're going to create today. Can y'all see this? I'm going to actually stop share. Okay. All right. So this is what we call structural tension. As you can imagine, this is very tight. There's a lot of tension in this. Here's our desired outcome. Here's our current reality. Okay. There's a lot of space in there. That means there's a lot of action that's going to take place. That desired outcome and that tension will pull us towards that desired outcome. Okay. And I love to do this example. You know, you want to lose 50 pounds. And so you have a great amount of tension here, but you lose 10, you lose 20, you lose 30. And what happens? There's not that much tension anymore. And that is your signal for saying, I need a new goal. It doesn't necessarily have to be a weight goal or the same goal you're working on, but a goal that will work nicely with what you initially wanted to create. So you could always have the tension, and that's what you're looking for. You're always looking for tension so that you keep on moving forward in your goal. Does that make sense? Okay, little tension, little action, big tension, lots of action. Did you like that? That's one of my favorites. I love that. It's so cool. Okay, one more thing. Okay, because I think when we could experience this in our body and more senses, I think this helps us remind us when we're going through this process, what we're aiming for. So if, as in the initial picture I showed you, with the sun and the horizon and the infinite possibilities, if that's where your desired goal is, with your desired outcome, and you look up there, all you could see is possibilities. If you look down at the ground, there sits your limiting beliefs, your fears, your doubts, etc. And what happens, y'all? I want you to look down at your limiting beliefs. What can't you see when you are looking down? Your desired outcomes, your goals, your dreams, and everything. So when you find yourself in a place where you're looking, going, oh, I'm not sure I could do that, you know your focus is in the wrong place. So shift your head up as a reminder to say, oh my gosh, this is a new day. This is what I get to create. I don't care what my past and I had a relationship with. I'm not looking at in the rearview mirror. I'm looking moving forward. Okay, got it? All right. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. Put a thumbs up, please, and just cheer that one on. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. Everybody has their compelling future. Does everybody have one goal? Yes. Did it pass the test of what do I want, what do I expect, and what am I ready for? Okay. Is it something that you want to make sure, you know, the SMART goals, you want to make sure it's smart, measurable, achievable, realistic, etc., and time tested. Okay. So your goal, if you haven't done it already, you could do this later, but I want it as if you already achieved it. I am a marathon runner. Not I'm going to be a marathon runner. I am a marathon runner. And when we do it from the I am, and we take on that identity, then we could keep on finding evidence that tells us that we're a marathon runner. Okay. All right. I think this is just the next crucial part. And if you could just look up if you're ready to move forward. Okay. Elise, you good? Okay. Okay. So again, what challenges are you facing with those potential goals? I remember when I first became a diabetic and my goal was to be the healthiest diabetic on the planet. I had no clue what to do as a diabetic. I knew that I had to eat better. I knew I had to do certain things, but I was absolutely clueless. And so I needed to get information. I needed to find support. I needed to find people who could show me the way. Okay. So what are the challenges that you face in creating your goal this summer? And I would love anybody to pop up what that might be for them. I can't hear you, Sandy.
It's all the words in our head that tell us that we can't.
Mm-hmm.
To shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
Also, lack of confidence that you can do it, self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And that voice in your head, well, what do you think you're going to be able to do it this time? You can't do that. So there's all kinds of that monkey mind stuff.
Okay. And hold on to that thought. Anybody else want to share some of the challenges that they foresee? Anybody? It's okay if you don't want to share. Elise, was that a raise your hand?
Yeah, sort of. Well, I guess it's giving into the temptations of summer. I mean, you know, you have all these festivals and play and back to the music concerts and so on and so forth. And there's wine, there's other forms of alcohol, etc. And you want to taste. I mean, there are food trucks and so on and so forth. So one of those big one of my big challenges is willpower, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been told that, you know, for every 1 ounce of alcohol, it takes 2 days to get back to fat burn. So am I willing to, you know, forego those 2 days, and, you know, once 5 steps forward and 2 back?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know, but all we do know, Elise, and I know that you're just starting on, you've been on your journey, is that this is a lifestyle and it's not a diet, and it's all about choices and what you want most. So I think the biggest gift we could give each other, ourselves and each other, is, what do I want more of, and sometimes you're going to go for that drink, and sometimes you're going to say no, because my why power is so strong. And that's what we're trying to create in this process, is a place where our why power and our actions are so aligned that we're good with it. It doesn't mean we're going to be perfect, but it means we're going to be intentional, and that we know the commitments that we made to ourselves, and knowing that it's not a forever thing. It's just right now, I'm not going to have that. Okay. So that was my little coaching. Sorry, I went a little astray. But okay, well, based on that, Elise, and based on that, Sandy, what areas are you going to, what growth is this goal going to demand of you? What, with those challenges in mind, what growth, what are you going to do? Who are you going to ask for help? Who do you need to become to be able to successfully move down this path?
You're going to have to get your support, your community of support would be
Mhm.
helpful. Actually, first of all, you have to state what your goal is in public.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you say it, then it's more, you're held accountable more, but that's a very scary thing to do.
Yes, it is. And it's a beautiful thing to do. How many people think it's scary to make it public what your goal is? I kind of did that today. I took the Dr. A challenge of fixing your environment one thing at a time. And this girl needs to clean out my gosh, I need to clean out my drawers. And I've been saying that for a long time. So I'm taking the challenge. So I hope people will come with me. But that's kind of the thing that you need. Having a good support system is really going to be helpful. If you could have an accountability partner, so when maybe your thoughts go south, together you could recognize that, oops, let's take that north. Anybody else?
Well, for my part, it's just looking at the progress
Mm-hmm.
and the progress and how I feel, how I'm sleeping. If I keep those things in focus, I can say no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, because what you're getting is so much better than what you're putting on pause for right now. Okay, really super cool.
I heard
Okay.
it said, I think it was a Jim Rohn quote, that discipline is the difference between what we want now and what we want most. And we all want things now, but there's all things that we want most more than we want things now. And while that's a great kind of blanket statement that we can apply to any area, obviously when the situation presents itself, every situation is different. But if we have in the back of our mind at all times, that the idea of, will this serve me well, whether it's reaching my goal or going off course or not contacting a client or having a sip of the beverage that you just really, really enjoy since it's summer and you're at the pool, whatever it happens to be, the question that I have found to be helpful is, does this serve me well? Is this going to keep me on track to where I want to go? Is this going to keep me for that marathon training?
Powerful. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you. Does that help? It helps me to think about that for sure. For sure. Any other comments? Okay. All right. Okay. So we have the growth, we have that. Now we're going to look at our current reality. So I do want to go back and share the screen. Let's see if I could do this a little bit faster than I did before. I might be, there we go. Bam. All right. Okay. So now that we've got our vision, our goal, our challenges, and our growth, we want to get our current reality. Where are you right now in relation to this goal? And I want you to be factual around it. Like, I want you to put some details. You are the only person who's seeing this. So I want you to define what your current reality is. And just again, jot a couple of notes for the, interest of, I want to respect your time and make sure that you get back to whatever you were doing. So what is that current reality that you have right now? And as you're doing that, I want to talk through a little bit. Our current reality sometimes may put a upside down smile on our face, or we just, are like not feeling it. We might even feel less than in that space of our current reality, depending on what your goal is. Or we might have made progress on this. So we actually love our current reality because we know where we started and we know where we are now. But wherever you are, each one of us has our gifts. We have our superpowers, and we're going to bring our superpowers to the table. Okay, because we all have superpower, we all have strengths and weaknesses. And, like I said, when I was a teacher, we do better when we move with our strengths and move with our weaknesses. So what are you already pleased with yourself about? What are you passionate about? And what am I learning? So if I were the person who wanted to be that marathon person, what am I pleased with? Then I'm already getting outside and running, even if it's just 2 miles. What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about being outdoors, moving in nature, and knowing that I'm doing good for my body. And what am I learning? I'm learning how powerful moving is to me and how much I'm really enjoying it and that I yearn for more. So make sure that wherever you are, that you have superpowers to bring with you that are going to help you align with your goals and take those action steps that are going to get you to your desired outcome. Everybody good with that? Okay. So don't leave that part out. It's a really, really super, super important part. Okay. So you could go back to that later. Okay. And the reason we want those superpowers and do all the work that we just did to this point is that what we're going to put here is our actions that we're going to take to get from our current reality to our goal and vision. And in and of themselves, they are not necessarily going to be the things you want to do. Okay, so Elise might be putting in there that when I go to a concert, I am going to bring a delicious mocktail with me, when she really, really, really wants to bring a delicious cocktail with her. Okay, so what are those things that you're going to do, that you're willing to do, that are going to get you where you want to go? Even if sitting by itself, it's not the thing you want to do. You want to go eat at that food truck. You want to go and have that beverage. Sandy, I forgot what your, help me out. What would be one of your action steps?
Oh, I was just writing a bunch of them down. Plan ahead, because I want to lose 24 pounds. We have 11 weeks until September 1. So it's about 2 pounds a week. So it's very doable. I've lost a lot, but I just got too comfortable here. So I need to keep going. Just basically a gallon of water a day, planning ahead, data, checking data, accountability.
Okay. Is everybody clear on the process and the action steps that you're moving towards? And one of the things I'd like you to, if I can't see it, the date you want to reach this goal. So September 1st sounds like a great date, but if you have another date, why don't you put that in? And then, for that marathon runner, the first one might be running 3 miles. The second one might be running 5, and 7. So they might not be you might not be doing all of them at the same time. It's something that are they can be stepping stones for each other. Any questions about the process? Okay. To be continued later. So here's some things as you are continuing to work on, and I would invite you to screenshot this as well. Have fun creating this and watch out for obligation. If you hear you're saying, I'm should, I need to, I have to, you're coming from a place of obligation, and that is just going to be downright exhausting. Okay, doesn't serve us. When we're in the creative process, it's very energetic, and we hear ourselves saying words like, I want to, I get to, and I choose to. So just today being here, we've cultivated some awareness and some self-awareness. And now we get to have the summer to master ourselves and how we show up and have fun, and at the same time create the goals that we are working so greatly for. So here's a thought to leave you with. What if you could create 20% more and react 20% less? What would that look like? Okay, everybody good on this one? Okay, so what are next steps? This is really the opening act for awareness for summer, for planning for summer, and now it's time to take our action steps. So what I would invite you to do is speak to the person that invited you and share what you learned today and share what you created today. And then spend some time refining your goal worksheet. You know, this could, you know, you could do a little bit each day. It doesn't have to be done all at once. And again, go back to journaling some of the answers to those questions. And do that periodically, because as I said, this process is dynamic. So there'll be constant adjustment along the way. And then I invite you to join us for our Fit into Summer focus. And that will be in our private Facebook page. And I think all of you are in our private Facebook page, and that's in Mod Squad. And for those people who are catching this on the rewind, if you don't know what I'm talking about, talk to the person who invited you, and we could see if that would be a good fit for you to come into Mod Squad and participate in our Fit into Summer focus. And that's what I've got for you today, ladies. So is there anything that you want to share before we head off this call? I hope it's served you in the ways that I've shared. Any comments that you want to share before we part? Are you ready for summer? Elise?
Yes, ready for summer. This was very helpful.
Okay. What did you like best about it? What spoke to you the most, Elise?
The ability to divide the ultimate goal into separate steps to make it achievable. And I guess it's really not the ultimate goal, but it's the compelling future that, you know, divided into steps.
Mm-hmm. And you could see that with more clarity, right? And more doability. I think I just created a new word. Maybe, I don't know. Anybody else want to share what this has highlighted for you?
I'd like to review the, you said I should, I need to, and I have to, and those are out of obligation. So we don't want to talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two are I want to, and I get to. Is there a third one?
I choose
to.
I choose to. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And you know, when we could see through that light and through those words, it makes those things, again, things that we want to do versus things that we have to do. And we get into that creation mode. So willpower isn't as important. We need some of that, but it isn't as important if we're in that space, that creative space. Cindy, is there anything you want to share? Don't feel compelled, but I would just love to hear how this has served you and what was most special.
Well, I just appreciate, and anytime that I can write something down is always the best way for me to learn. So just having something to think and organize my thoughts on and my goals to get there. I like the idea of having tension for the goal that you're on, so that you can make sure you're really working hard at it. And when the tension wanes, maybe you think about, or I would think about,
have I accomplished this goal? Am I ready for a new or additional thing to this goal? So I liked your little object lesson. And I just I like to have things. I'm a very visual learner, so this is very nice for me to be able to have something to think about on paper.
Very cool. Very cool. So one of the things that I always invite my clients to is take a picture when you've completed this, take a picture of it, make copies of it, put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your desk at work, put it wherever you spend a lot of time, and at least once a day, review it to keep the intention and to keep the energy moving forward on your goal. Okay.
Okay.
All right, darlings, everybody. Let me just stop share for a minute, and thank you all for being here, and hope to see you in the focus group coming up starting on Monday. Take care. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.